What's happening? This is MTB, Minister T Breeze, back with you on Band Conversation. You know I missed y'all, man. I ain't talked to y'all in a minute, but we back with another episode of Band Conversation here on Pillow Talks on iHeartRadio. Big shout out to the team and everybody here at Pillow Talks. Now listen, we got a hot topic on the press for this show right here, Band Conversation. We gonna talk to the ladies and see if they can drop some knowledge to all the fellas out there. So I asked this question on social media and I got all the ladies to chime in. Someone was scared, but a lot of them dropped some good knowledge, and you know I had to represent for the fellas. I had to get the fellas point of view, our side of the story, and we had some ladies to weigh in on the conversation and the topic. So y'all hang out with us, stay tuned. Make sure you tell somebody to tune in. We on iHeartRadio, Pillow Talks with MTB, Minister T Breeze on Band Conversation. Listen, I'm going to play a song and then we're going to come back and we're going to get into the topic, all right? So check out the music. We'll be right back after this song and we're going to get into the hot topic here on Band Conversation with your host, MTB.
The devil try to take me, but Christ ain't gonna let me go. This world gon' try to break me, whatever, I can't let it show. I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead. The devil trying to take me, but Christ ain't gonna let me go. This world gon' try to break me, whatever, I can't let it show. I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead. I don't think they know what I'm capable of. I be pegging out like I'm analog. There's only one guy who made one star. You won't find another me in catalog. I got the Lord at the head of my thoughts, so I ain't gotta report to synagogues. I know who he is, he the son of God, plus the Father and Spirit on one accord. So I got them balls that hit like a runaway train on the track with a parked car. I made it out of the trap star, got no limits like a black car. Y'all play God like from Asgard. When I pray to God, I just ask for a floodgates to open like a cash drawer. Just reap a sword, then I pay it for it. The Spirit on me, they say I'm anointed and I ain't one to disappoint. I just pray they get the point. The devil looking to explode. For that street light, pay the steep price, had me facing letters in the joint. Now they may see me on the wings though, cause I got Jesus at the point. Can't turn my back cause these haters gon' front, let them go ahead and say what they want. I'ma pray so my pastors and haunt me. These predators pray so I stay on the hunt. And I don't feel the taunt of my enemy. They see the hand of my Lord is defending me. So I don't know who y'all gon' pretend to be, but I'ma play the man I was sent to be. The devil trying to take me, but Christ ain't gonna let me go. This world gon' try to break me, whatever, I can't let it show. I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead. The devil trying to take me, but Christ ain't gonna let me go. This world gon' try to break me, whatever, I can't let it show. I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead. I need an epicenosis, I want the full experience and appearance from you to recover my focus. They claim to be Christian, but where does they hope lie when the trouble's approaching? And they out on that front line, enemy got to jump and they call it encroachment. But they ain't the offside, so I sit at the side where my Jesus resides. To the sting out of death when he hung and he died. Now I ain't sit at the side with a flame in his eye and the voices like thunder that's cracking the sky. I get it cracking, I'm fly, I'm a grown man through the challenges inside. Got a promised land, I protect till I die with the program and get this army beside me. I'm off the leash, it's souls in these streets that I gotta reach. The victory's ours, they suffer defeat. So I'm crushing the enemy's head with the heel of my feet. Headed to IQ, he killing the beat. It's cause of my IQ, I stay with a link. Y'all go ahead and stay with a drip. I got living waters overflowing, I sip. I done took off like I'm planning a trip on the coast of VA, got a room on the strip. I be in tune with the strength. I took a side on straddle the fence. Calling him, he gon' come through in the clinch. Paid up my ties, ain't no wonder I'm rich. And it ain't no doubt he alive. It's only because of his grace I survived. So I gotta testify to hear the truth speaking. They get petrified while they proof seeking. I've been rectified. I'm in this booth preaching when I could've died and I'm out reside. The devil trying to take me, but Christ ain't gonna let me go. This world gon' try to break me, whatever, I can't let it show. I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead. The devil trying to take me, but Christ ain't gonna let me go. This world gon' try to break me, whatever, I can't let it show. I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead, I'ma go off instead.
Alright, what's happening? We back. MTB, Minister T Breeze, Band Conversation right here on Pillow Talks on iHeartRadio. Listen, I got a hot topic for you. I told you we was coming with a hot topic. This one is for the ladies, so make sure y'all weigh in, chime in. Make sure you follow me on all social media, MTB on Facebook, Minister_T_Breeze on Instagram. Make sure you follow the Pillow Talks on iHeartRadio page on Facebook and Instagram. Shout out to the whole team, Catrice Wright, Mr. D. Shout out to everybody, DJ Bless, and everybody that's down with the Pillow Talks family. Listen, hot topic for the ladies. Here we go. So, internet dating is the thing now. Internet dating is a big thing that we got going on right now. A lot of people date and meet people through the internet. So I asked the ladies, I said, ladies, do you guys still like to be approached by a man, in person? Do you still like for a man to approach you in person, or do you just prefer to do internet dating, period? Or do you even still like it for guys to approach you? And if you do like for guys to approach you, what is the best way for a guy to approach you? Well, I got some ladies who weighed in. They dropped some knowledge and they told us how they felt about it. So we did this on social media, so I don't have a live guest. So we'll maybe bring this topic back here real soon with a live guest. Maybe one of the ladies will chime in and we can get them to kind of talk on what they feel about it and how they feel about it. So here we go. The question is, with internet dating being the thing, do you guys still like to be approached by men, or do you just simply prefer internet dating? Let me give you the backstory on this. I believe it was a TikTok, and a young lady said that she's recently divorced, and so she's back on the dating scene, and that she having a hard time just dealing with guys, because she was like, when she's interested in a guy and she kind of shows interest, she's kind of flirty, she kind of gives him the look, she kind of bats the eyes and just lets the guy know that she's watching him and he's watching her. She said, but the guy never approaches. So she was like, a lot of her girlfriends were saying, internet dating is how they go about it, that they don't even do the personal approach or speaking to a person anymore. So that's why I was led to ask this question, like, ladies, do you guys still like for guys to approach you? And if you do, how do guys go about it? So the first lady that weighed in is Miss Iris. Miss Iris said that, she still likes to be approached, but it's the way that a guy approaches her. So she said she definitely doesn't like it when a guy comes with these corny pickup lines. When a guy comes in like, girl, I'll drink your bath water. She's like, nah, I absolutely do not like that. She also said that she doesn't like a guy who approaches her but has bad hygiene. She said that makes her question herself, like, dang, why is this dude with this bad smelling breath and this, he musty, he ain't take time to take care of himself, why is he approaching me? She said that makes her question herself, like, what's wrong with me that this bad hygiene person would actually come at me this way? So I asked her, I said, well, hey, if you do like for a guy to approach you, what's the best way for him to do so? Miss Iris said that she likes for a guy to approach her with casual conversation. So a simple hello, hey, how are you? And, maybe let the conversation go from there. And then she'll start to kind of sense what type of guy he is and pick up on what he's like. So she said, the casual conversation, I guess this is for grown folk right here. Grown folk conversation is what Miss Iris likes. She said she likes it for a guy to approach her with a simple hello, or just general basic conversation, but to be polite in doing so. So I said, Miss Irish, I said, hey, listen, so for a guy to come at you with pickup line, that's a no-go. She said, absolutely. Pickup lines are a no-go. She said, because she feels like, if a guy approaches her with pickup lines, some catchy or in some cases corny lines, that's something that he does or says with every woman that he meets. That's something that he does regularly. So she automatically throws up a red flag when a guy approaches her with pickup lines. So then she goes on to say, there's a such thing as a guy who can approach too fast. And so I had to ask, because, I'm a guy and I don't absolutely know what that means. So I asked, I said, hey, what is it that, you define as a fast approach? What is a fast approaching guy? And Ms. Iris said that a fast approaching guy is a guy who appears to have an agenda, like a guy who just jumps right in and just kind of gets straight to the point. Like he doesn't take the time to conversate with her to basically get to know her. So a fast approaching guy is a no for her. So pay attention, fellas. Listen up. The women trying to help us out a little bit. So Ms. Iris said that she likes a guy to approach her in a grown man status. She wants you to come with a casual conversation, to let her know a little bit about you. Simple hello, hey, how are you? I was wondering if I could speak to you for a minute and maybe get to know you, and just let the conversation go from there. Grown man status, no pickup lines, no corny jokes or anything like that, and definitely not to be fast approaching. So don't jump right in talking about, all the things you're gonna do sexually and all the stuff you want to do sexually. That's too fast. That's too much of a fast approach, as Miss Iris says. She said that's a fast approaching guy, and it's an absolute no. So for all fellas out there, pay attention, listen up. Whatever them pickup lines you done came up with at the house, Miss Iris saying that is a no-go. So do not use the pickup lines, and definitely don't be fast approaching. Just kind of let things take their course and just kind of simply introduce yourself and be willing to be open to the conversation, and just let her know a little bit about you as well as you learn about her. All right, next up, Miss Precious checked in. Hey, Precious checked in, and Precious said that what she doesn't like is for a guy to call to her from inside of his car. So basically, like if you're a dude and you ride down the street and you see Precious, she hates for the guy to yell out from his car to try to get her attention. Now, I can understand that, Precious, to a certain extent. I can understand that you don't want a guy to yell, from the car, especially if it's deemed disrespectful, especially if the guy is yelling out something that you take offense to, like he's calling you out of your name, or he hollering out something that you personally view as disrespectful. I can understand that. However, let me speak on it for the guys. I'm asking this real question for the guys. I asked Miss Precious, I said, well, hey, that's cool and all, but what if a guy is in the car, he's bypassing you, so he don't know you, he's out and about, and he sees you somewhere and he's passing you, and he just so happens to be in the car? How does he get your attention? How does he get your attention and not be disrespectful? How does he let you know that he sees you, or that he thinks you're interesting enough to be worth the time to speak to? How does he do that without being disrespectful? Because you're saying, anytime a guy calls out from the car, that's disrespectful. So, how can a guy, get your attention? Is beeping the horn disrespectful? Is saying, hey, excuse me, but he's in the car, is that disrespectful? So Precious came back and she was just like, well, I see that point, but at the same time, as long as it's not disrespectful, as long as it's a simple hello or hey, how you doing, something that grabs her attention, but it also lets you know that it's not demeaning. So I get that. So I will give the advice to the fellas, make sure you watch your approach, watch how you say things, watch how you communicate them, watch the tone of your voice, because a lot of times the tone of your voice can make things seem like something they're not. So even on that excuse me, hey, how you doing, if you say it a little slick, and if you say it too slick, and fellas, y'all know what I mean when I say slick, if you say it a little slick, it can come off demeaning, or it can come off like you have an agenda. So I guess the way you say it and how you go about it. So in this case, Miss Precious was saying she don't want a guy to call out from the car, but she would take it into consideration if the guy was respectful in how he did so. We had Bree to check in. Bree checked in on the question, how does a guy approach you if he does approach you in person or lays into a guy approaching you? And Miss Bree checked in. She says definitely got to be the approach. It's definitely about how you say what you say and do what you do. The approach is the starter. The approach is everything. So if the approach ain't right, you pretty much shot yourself in the foot from that point on. Now we have Miss Tanya check in. Miss Tanya says she's down for the approach, but she's not against the online dating as well. She'll do either, but she said the approach is definitely a must. So she said the simple hello, again, just that grown folk conversation we talking about, the simple hello, hey, how you doing, something to that nature, and the way you do it to let the person know that you're interested. But she definitely does not like, listen fellas, Miss Tanya says she definitely does not like when a guy approaches her like, hey, sexy, or what's up, sexy, how you doing? So I had to represent for the fellas. I asked a question. I said, so Miss Tanya, I need you to be real with me on this. I said, so if a guy thinks you're sexy, why is it wrong for a guy to say to a woman that he thinks is attractive? Why is it wrong for him to say hello, sexy, or hey, good looking, or hey, how you doing? You looking good today. Why is there an issue with a guy expressing what he sees, because we all know women take pride in their look. We know women take pride in their dress and their hair and makeup and eyelashes and eyebrows and fingernails and toenails and everything, and all these things, you know, have to be taken into account. And when a woman looks good, why is it offensive for a guy to approach you and say to you, you know, hey, I think you look good? So like for me personally, you know, I'm not a lady, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with a guy saying, hey, sexy, because if you look sexy, why wouldn't he call you sexy? I mean, if you look good, why wouldn't he say you look good? So, you know, I kind of tried to, you know, flip the script on Miss Tanya according to that. You know, like, why can't a guy say that you look good? Miss Tanya came back. She said, listen, when a man says, hey, sexy, to her, this is only for her. She said, to me, when a guy says, hey, sexy, it says to her that he's only interested in her body. And I said, well, you know, this is a first date or a first approach. You know, this is his first time meeting you, seeing you. So that's all he got to go on is how you look. He doesn't have anything else. He doesn't know about your mind, your intellect, and all those wonderful things. So she was saying, well, yeah, you know, that's cool too, but not on the first approach. She, again, like the other ladies, Miss Precious and Miss Irish was saying, you know, they like the grown man conversation. They like for you to say, hello, how you doing? Speak first, you know, engage in an actual conversation. And then Miss Tanya said, now later on, like on the second or third date, you know, after we done known each other for a little minute, then you can hit her with the hey sexy. She said she'll be cool with being sexy, or you approaching her as being sexy after y'all have established some sort of communication. So definitely not on the first approach. Listen up, fellas. She said don't say hey sexy on the first approach, but you can do it once y'all done established communication. After a couple of times y'all done spoke a few times. She said once we homies, then you can say hey sexy. All right, let's do this. Let's play some more music. Get into another song from another artist, and then we'll come back and we'll continue this conversation. So y'all be thinking about this during the music break. Be thinking about this, ladies and gentlemen, but definitely the ladies. Think about it. Hey, with all the online dating going on, ladies, do you still like for a guy to approach you, or do you prefer online dating only? MTB Band Conversation here on Pillow Talks on iHeartRadio.
Yeah! Let's go. Hey, hey, yay. Como estás? And how are you today? Hey, como estás? And how are you today? Hey, como estás? And how are you today? I can't complain. My God good, and he always making ways. People prayed I wouldn't do this. My God had to prove it. Some say I'm acting funny, cause my gift had got me rooted. I walk right in evolution, elevation, I got secluded. Cause I had to hear my father on the way. I need to do this. Como estás? And how are you today? I can't complain. My God good, yeah, he making ways. Stand out the way because I'm focused. Yeah, they think I'm low. Go walk in his blood. People need it, are they? Pin me in. So I'm like, ay, 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 it's time to get it. And I walk this on my own. Ain't no parts of me, no switching. I'm a pause, wait a minute. Shh, do you hear it? It's the sound in my spirit saying, Nia, you can't quit it, you can't quit it. Como estás? And how are you today? Hey, como estás? And how are you today? Hey, como estás? And how are you today? I can't complain. My God good, and he always making ways. Oh my God, I done seen a lot, all in different spots. God gave me the mission, and you know it can't be dropped. I got people waiting on me on the road to Damascus. They visions getting blurred, and I needed to jump in action. I'm the fact of the matter, I'm the cause of the shadow. Some saw me from the start, but they really had me at the old, which I rather. I know the old me, serving the king better. Oh, what you saying? Some of y'all know me since I was a youngin'. Y'all know my drive, so you know your girl is coming. Ain't no running, I'm coming for his head, and it ain't gon' stop till the old me is dead. Como estás? And how are you today? Hey, como estás? And how are you today? Hey, como estás? And how are you today? I can't complain. My God good, and he always making ways. Close your eyes, let's visualize everything that I've been talking. I am muy caliente, so yes, your girl is saucy. Yes, this mission gonna cost me. It's all for the glory, making sure you get a chance, and it's not based upon your story. I'ma tell you right now, I don't care where you from. Black, white, Chinese, Hispanic, we do it for the sun. I know you count yourself out, but I promise I'm the truth. We serve the same person, don't care if his name Jesus. Come on, it stops. And how are you today? Hey, come on, it stops. And how are you today? Hey, come on, it stops. And how are you today? I can't complain, my God good, and he always making ways. Yeah.
We are back here on Band Conversation. I'm your host, MTB, Minister T Breeze, here on Pillow Talks on iHeartRadio. Check me out every fourth Sunday of the month. And we are here on Band Conversation. With a Band Conversation, we actually are talking and we're giving the ladies an opportunity to speak on dating. We're talking about dating because in this day and age with online dating, we're asking the ladies if they prefer to be approached by a guy, still old-fashioned way for a dude to just walk up on you and approach you in that manner to introduce himself or get to know you, or do you prefer just online dating only? What's the pros and cons of online dating versus a guy actually approaching you? So we asked a couple of ladies on social media, and we had a lot of ladies chime in. Shout out to everybody who chimed in on the conversation on my social media. Make sure y'all follow me, Minister T Breeze, on social media, Minister_T_Breeze on Instagram, Mr. T Breeze on Facebook. Make sure y'all follow me. I'm on TikTok as well. Just got a Twitch account. I'm on Twitch, by the way, Mr. T Breeze on Twitch. So y'all follow me, check me out. So shout out to all the ladies that chimed in on the conversation. We also have a comment from Nakiska. Shout out to Nakiska. Y'all don't know Nakiska J. She's also one of the great artists that we play here on Band Conversation. But Nakiska said, yeah, I'm still old school and I like for a guy to approach me. She said, I tried online dating for like 3 days and it just wasn't working. So Nakiska says she ain't feeling the online dating. And like a lot of the ladies have been saying, they still prefer for a guy to approach them, but it's the way that you approach them. It's the way. Listen up, fellas. It's the way that you approach them. We had Miss Jean and we had Miss Precious. Now we got Nakiska. We also had Bree. All of them check in and said, they like to be approached, but it's the way that the guy approaches them, that it has to be very mature. You got to be, very grown man status in your approach. So a lot of ladies are saying they still like to be approached, guys. It's just the way that you got to do it. Miss Tanya said, look, don't be approaching me talking about, hey, sexy. Miss Jean said, don't be approaching me talking about my figure and what I look like. You got to be able to do it in a grown man way. You got to be able to talk to the women in a grown man way. Had my cuz check in. My cuz checked in on the conversation because Sheila said, it depends on the approach as well. She likes to be approached, but she definitely wants the conversation from the guy to tell her more about himself. She wants the conversation that the guy gives to her when he approaches her. That lets her know if you're going to be a man or if you're going to be a little boy. Okay, so it's looking like an overwhelming amount of the ladies are saying they still like to be approached, but it's the way that the guys approach, and you got to be a grown, man when you approach the ladies. And I feel you. I understand the ladies. But let me play the men's side just for a little bit, just for a minute, because I want the men and the women to understand each other. So let me play the man side a little bit, because ladies are saying that they want a man to approach them like a man, but I want, a little bit more definition from the ladies. So we might have to continue this conversation because I want a little bit more detail. The ladies have already said they want the guy to approach them with a pleasant, conversation, something like hello, hey, how are you? They don't want the cat calls. They don't want you yelling out from the car. They don't want you like, hey, sexy, hey, good looking. They already said no pickup lines. So, I want to ask the ladies to give a little bit more depth on the grown man conversation, because hey, how you doing, in my opinion as a man, can only go so far. Because let's think about this logically, ladies. If you have an outing and you go out and you have 10 guys and all the guys approach you with hey, how you doing, at some point, hey, how you doing becomes redundant. It becomes irritating. It becomes frustrating. You be like, dang, how come every time I go to the gas station, it's 15 dudes talking about, hey, how you doing? Excuse me, can I talk to you? You know, at some point, that's going to become the norm, and it's going to become irritating. Just like ladies are saying, you know, they're irritated by cat calls, or they're irritated by a guy making comments about their body, or they're irritated by a guy calling them sexy. They're irritated by a guy coming off and it appears that, you know, he's only after their physical body and he's not interested in getting to know anything else. The reason those things, I think, as a man, are irritating to ladies is because you've heard them so many times over and over again. So when the ladies are saying, hey, we want you to approach us like a grown man and start a conversation, well, you know, give us some pointers on this conversation starter. Because like I said, if you go somewhere and 10 guys, all of them come to you and say, hey, how you doing? Excuse me, can I talk to you? Then that's going to become irritating. That's going to become frustrating. So when guys generally are trying to get to know you and they're trying to be respectful, and a guy just simply says, hey, how are you today? You know, my name is such and such, you know, excuse me, can I talk to you? Because you've heard that 9 times already in the same day, you gonna turn him down, or either you gonna, you know, have an attitude towards him. And so we got a whole nother band conversation topic about the same topic, and we trying to figure out what do we say to the women other than, you know, hey, how you doing? And excuse me, can I talk to you? So ladies, y'all got to give us some depth, some depth. Am I saying it right? Depth. You know what I'm talking about? Depth. I can't get my P's and my T's together. But ladies, y'all got to give some depth, because I think at some point, ladies gonna want some originality. At some point, I think ladies are gonna get tired of the, hey, how you doing? Excuse me, ma'am, can I talk to you? Or excuse me, miss, can I holler at you? You know, I think at some point, ladies are gonna want, you know, a guy to be charming. You're gonna want a guy to have swag, as they say. You're gonna want a guy to have the sauce. You're gonna want him to come to you or approach you in a respectful manner, but you're not gonna want him to be like everybody else. Nobody likes boring. Nobody likes the same thing over and over again. Nobody likes to experience the exact same thing over and over again. So, you know, ladies, I understand what y'all saying, but all the ladies that chimed in, y'all are kind of saying the same thing, that, you know, we want a guy to come off with conversation on a grown man status, and we want it to be respectful. But that's why I asked for the depth, because I'm thinking at some point you're going to want some originality. At some point you're going to want the guy that you choose to set himself apart from everybody else. Let me ask y'all this. When y'all be watching them Hallmark movies and them Lifetime movies and them movies where the dudes come in and they sweep the girl off their feet, you know, they don't just come up and say, hey, how you doing? It's usually something different about them. It's usually something not expected that the guy says or does that grabs the woman attention, and then that sparks that conversation that you guys are talking about, ladies. So you know, where does that come in at? You know, when can a guy do something to catch your attention, and it's not that same boring, hey, how you doing? It's not the disrespectful cat call. It's not the disrespectful, hey, sexy, hey, good looking, or some corny pickup line. You know, so what are some of the things that a guy can do to get in your good graces, so to speak, to get your attention, to catch your eye, without being boring, without following that same line of protocols? Ladies, check in. Let us know, because we're talking about dating. So we're talking about ladies who like to be approached by men, or ladies who just like to do internet dating. You know, you guys give us the pros and cons and let us know what's going on. But I'm MTB. We here on Band Conversation on Pillow Talks, iHeartRadio, every fourth Sunday at 9 p.m. Check us out. Shout out to everybody on the Pillow Talks team. Shout out to everybody listening. Y'all follow me on social media, MTB Minister T Breeze. Go check out all my books. I got 2 books out. I said all my books, but I got 2 books, and I got more coming. So I got 2 books on Amazon right now. I got 2 CDs that are out, mixtapes that are out right now. Say Less Project and the 10 Toes Down Project are out right now. Go check them out. They're on all your digital platform. And before we get out here, you know, I'm gonna play some of my own music before we get out here, but I want to send a big shout out to all the Charlotte and surrounding areas. Y'all always showing love. I love y'all. Big ups to everybody, all our independent artists that we played here on the show. Big shout out to all our guests and everybody that checked in on social media who was answering and helping us with the question between the guys and the ladies about dating. Big shout out to y'all. And listen, y'all stay tuned and be ready because we got more band conversation coming up. We got more topics. We got more hot topics. Make sure you follow. Make sure you stay up with us. Independent artists, get with us if you want your music played. Until next time, I'm about to play some music and I'm getting up out of here. We'll catch y'all next fourth Sunday band conversation. Me with your host, MTB. Pillow Talks on iHeartRadio every fourth Sunday, 9 p.m. God bless y'all, and I'm gone.